Hello, welcome to the Interiors by Jacqueline video series. We're here with another fantastic artist for you today, Brooks Oliver. He is a Dallas-based ceramicist. He's a professor of ceramics. He has been doing this for how long?
Probably about 14, 15 years now.
Okay, and he has a wonderful business partner, Oliver Collie, who is not here today, but they are a dynamic duo, and we're going to check out some of their really unique artwork. I mean, take a look at these pieces, guys. We're going to learn a little bit more about the process, and Brooks is going to enlighten us on the exciting world of ceramics. So let's get started. All right, one thing I just have to ask you. I've noticed that the majority of your pieces are non-traditional shapes.
Yes.
When you got into this kind of building vessels and your ceramic work, did you always intend, I want to come out with a brand that's really wacky, really different shapes, or did you start off doing more traditional silhouettes to kind of branch out?
Yeah, so actually when I first fell in love with ceramics, I was very much a traditionalist. Very simple, clean forms that were mostly based around the wheel. They were created on the potter's wheel. But as I started to kind of develop my own signature style, I kind of started becoming really fascinated with function. And that's something that a lot of potters, and vessel makers very much fall into because, I think it could be argued that the vessel is one of like the most familiar things to most people on this planet.
Archaeologists still finding them.
Exactly, from when the earth cooled kind of thing. But because we use vessels 3 times a day, typically while we're eating, I think they're very familiar. So within my work, I try to present you with something that is a vessel and that it is familiar, but I try to put a little bit of a twist on it so that it is as alien as it is familiar. And so that might be a vessel that is, like longer and longer than it is tall, or a vessel like this guy that actually has the potential to move on its own in an unpredictable kind of way. Or a vase that has 14 openings. In recent years, probably like the last 5 years, I've started working with 3D printers and CNC mills to essentially create my prototypes. And everything is designed on CAD software, and I really enjoy that process. The computer kind of becomes my sketchbook. It becomes very easy for me to, draw something and then distort it and turn it in different kind of orientations. But I find 3D printing really fascinating. There's a lot of hype around it right now, but I like viewing the 3D printer as a tool, just like I use the wheel as a tool.
Right.
I think the 3D printer has certain characteristics, and bringing things from the digital world into the physical world presents certain challenges that might influence the design, and I wouldn't have gotten into these designs in any other way.
No, I can't see someone making this on a ceramic wheel. I mean,
exactly.
This is the next wave. You mentioned you've got the kiln here, and you also have 3D print for other studios. So what are the variations when you choose to use one versus the other?
So with, I use them both kind of simultaneously. It's all a long process. So once I've designed the object, I then use the 3D printer to generate a prototype. So this is a prototype of a wine cup that I ended up making. I start with the prototype that's 3D printed, and then from that I create this plaster mold, and then it fits in just like this. So then once I have this negative space, I fill it with a slip, cast it, dump it out, and then I can remove it. This comes out.
Very nice.
That's really, I guess this comes out. But yes, essentially this is the final product. So this is my kiln. It's an electric kiln, but it's a really safe piece of equipment. And the studio is also ventilated. It does get a little toasty in here, but not uncomfortable.
And there's a lot of space to work with much larger pieces, like you were mentioning.
Exactly. This is a technique called horsehair raku. So after these pieces are actually thrown on the wheel and trimmed on the wheel, and then I put them into the kiln, and I take them to about 1,000 degrees, and at which point I will open the kiln and grab them with tongs and gloves on and some other protective equipment. But then I take them out and I drape horsehair on them. And the horsehair immediately burns because the piece is so hot, and carbonize it. It you know, produces the carbon, and the clay is porous at that temperature, so it actually traps the burning air and the carbon into the piece.
And it still feels totally smooth, like it's one.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it's just a surface decorative treatment.
I mean, these are fine art pieces, obviously. I certainly have seen today, this is that quality. You're an awesome artist. And I just thank you so much for having us over to your personal studio today, letting us into your zone. And I'm going to be looking out for what you create next. So excited.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for coming, and it's been great having you here.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.